Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is a homebrew tasting video, and this beer is, so as you can class it as a bit of a heritage beer. This is my interpretation of sea beer. It's 5.4% and it was bottled in July of last year. A little bit of background where basically I got this recipe from the inspiration, and it was from this book by Ron Pattinson, but it says Ronald Pattinson on there. And this particular beer that I brewed, because I class it as like a fairly local beer in the times, and it was brewed in like 1951 by Lee's Brewery, and it's a Manchester Sea Ale. It's no longer brewed. It just basically saying it's a malty beer. It was in the middle of the 20th century. Several Manchester breweries produced a sea ale. You've seen labels from different breweries: Leaves, Groves, Whitnall, Cornbrook, and Openshaw. And it says, and there's many others. So basically, that inspired me for okay. So it was brewed in Manchester. It's called a sea beer. Wasn't overly strong. Did no longer brew it. It stopped in the 50s. So I thought, well, wonder why that was. There's not really any explanation in there from Ron. He gives in these books, it's absolutely fantastic because he gets the brewing logs and then he interprets the malts and stuff, so that then you can interpret and do your own brew. So I did that from the book. So in this beer, see if I can find it in here when I brewed it. This is my little brew book. So back here, Manchester Sea. So I used a Plumage Archer, which is a heritage malt. I used black Pattinson, dark crystal, and some acidulated malt to just get the pH right in the water. A little bit of Belgian candy, a little bit of table sugar, and a little bit of invert sugar. And then it was Fuggles hops. So and Windsor yeast. Didn't want a yeast that was a high attenuation style yeast. I wanted something that would still leave a little bit of body in the beer. So it came out, like I say, 5.4%. I've had a couple of these last year, and I've sort of left a couple now just to see how they get on. So hopefully it doesn't. No, it's absolutely fine. It's not gushing anywhere. Get the beer in a glass. I didn't go over the top with the, as you can see, carbonation, because I thought I don't think the style would have wanted that. Just making sure, try and keep it as clear as possible for this pour. There you go. There's a beer. Glass is a little bit wet and cold there. There's a beer in a glass. So it's a nice amber colour, slightly off cap on there, like a toffee colour. I can see that very well. Nice red. Let's turn that one off, see if it helps. There you go. So that's the beer in the glass. Looks pretty good. Hopefully it's a good interpretation. I don't know. I've never seen one. Never tasted one. I don't know anyone who's had one. Don't know anyone who's tasted one. So yeah. So let's have a. It's massively toffee. It really is just a big toffee nose on there. Some breadiness, but overall is a toffee. It's like a sweetness in the aroma. Yeah, that's the main things I'm getting from that. Let's have a taste. That's nice. So that sweet toffee flavour comes through. A little bit floral from the Fuggles hops, but the biggest thing about that is the malt character. Really malty beer. Like I say, the Fuggles was some at 90 and there was some at 30, just to balance that sweetness from the malts, which has worked. There's no bitterness there. There's no harsh bitterness. There's nothing like that. It's just really balanced. Toffee, caramel flavours, and a little bit toasty, bready type malts. It's how I can imagine a beer in the 50s tasting. It's not like a traditional English bitter. It's not even. I suppose it's like a cross between a bitter and a mild. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe they started doing pints of mix, which was bitter and mild, and this is what you came up with. That possibly everyone just thought about that now, but it could have been. But yeah, it's something in between the both of them, and it's really drinkable. 5.4% now. That's really good. Really pleased with that. Lovely looking colour. Let's try and wipe that glass away. It's so clear. You can see that. There's no haze in there. It's really clear. Really, like I say, amber coloured. Lovely looking colour. Okay, so that's the Manchester Sea Ale, it's called in the Ron Pattinson's Let's Brew book. So if you're a home brewer and you want to do some heritage brewing, totally recommend that book. Absolutely fantastic. Lots of different ones in there. I'll review that book and explain a few more of the recipes, but I've done a few out of there, some interpretations, and they've all been absolutely fantastic. So, there it is. Sea beer in the glass, Manchester. Shame we don't brew this anymore. I think that's quite quaffable, as people would say. Really good body as well. It's not thin at all. It's got a really nice body. Don't know if it comes across in the video, but yeah, it's got a really nice body to it. If you like your malty beers, you'd love this. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.